Hello folks, welcome to the channel. It is time for the Lions squad announcement. How exciting is this? We're so excited for this. I'm going to try and show you the actual stream for it. I'm going to try and do that, but I don't know if I'll be allowed to. But we're moments away from hearing who the captain is going to be and who the squad is going to be. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below, folks. We're pushing towards 2,000 subscribers. Leave a like, of course, on the stream as well. And don't forget there's an option of a super chat if you want to do that as well. We're going to have a look through my team that I would pick. We're going to have a look at the leaked team that's been allegedly leaked recently. And we're also going to have a chat about a few players. So let me know in the chat where you're watching from, who you'd like to see, who will be your bolters for the squad. Let me know in the chat. As always, get involved and let me know your thoughts on this one today. Really intrigued to see who's here in the chat. Gregor Galway's in the chat. As always, Gregor, I hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you in there. Let me know who you want to see in your squad today. So let's get straight into it. Let's start with my team. Now, I have made one change. I made one change to the team, but we'll go through it now. This is who I would pick to go on the Lions tour. So I would pick these players. I pick Wyn Jones of Wales, Ellis Genge of England. Now, allegedly, he's not going to be going on the tour. Those are the reports and the rumours that have been spoken about recently. I'd go with Cian Healy, Mako Vunipola, Ken Owens, Ronan Kelleher, Luke Cowan-Dickey, Carl Sinclair, Tadhg Furlong. Alun Wyn Jones, of course, is going to be captain. That's already been pretty much confirmed by everyone. So we know he's going to be captain, and we'll have a chat about that in just a second. Itoje and Gray are my locks alongside James Ryan. I've got Navidi in there, Ty Byrne, Hamish Watson, Tom Curry, Talupe Faletau. And my bolter is Sam Simmons. Now, he's been heavily rumoured to have been picked in this squad as well. Then my back options are Hogg, Liam Williams, Anthony Watson. I'd get rid of Johnny May and I'd put Duhan van der Merwe in. I've been convinced. So I put Duhan van der Merwe in over Johnny May. Louis Rees-Zammit, Josh Adams. Centres would be Henry Slade, Chris Harris, Gary Ringrose and Robbie Henshaw, with then Biggar, Sexton and Finn Russell being my 10 options. So no Owen Farrell in my squad. And then I'd have Conor Murray, Gareth Davis and Danny Kerr as my scrum half options. So let me know your thoughts on that team. What do you make of it? That would be my picks for this squad. So that's who I would be looking to pick if I could, if I was Warren Gatland for the day. And that's who I would be looking to pick. So let me know who you would pick in yours. We're not far away from the announcement of Alun Wyn being confirmed as the captain for the tour, which is absolutely no surprise at all. It really is no surprise that he is being said to being captain of this tour. There's just no surprise in that whatsoever, and rightly so in my opinion. He's the best for the job. I can't think of anyone else who really comes all that close to him at all over the course of the tour. So let me know your thoughts, what you're thinking so far. Really intrigued to hear what you've got to say. So as we said, of course, Alun Wyn Jones is the captain. Lord Alun Wyn Jones, we officially made him a lord, didn't we, on the channel? So yeah, Alun Wyn Jones is going to be the captain for the tour, and absolutely no surprise with that. Right, let's see if we can go to the Lions now, and let's see if we can share my screen. Now, I don't know if it'll let me do it. It might just shut the stream down, but we're going to try and have a look if we can do that now. Let me just do it now, and we'll see if this works. It may not work, but it may work. So we're going to give it a go.
South Africa, it is such a...
We'll turn Tommy Bow down for a second. Right, let me try this now. You're going to have to let me know if this is working okay, and see if that works okay. So let's see if this comes through all right. This should do, hopefully. And it does. So we can, in fact, listen to what these players have to say. So I'll just talk over them, but we will, of course, we will, you know, turn it up once it's live and things like that. So you're welcome to the watch along. Hope you're all doing very well this afternoon. Lions squad 2021 set to be announced. Really excited to see how this one goes today. I do think it's going to be a fascinating one. And yeah, very interested to see who gets picked. Just sharing it across social media. Feel free to share it as well with friends and family and people who love rugby. Of course, let them know that you are watching the Lions today and watching the squad announcements being done live. So let me know. Awesome, Luke HD. Thank you very much. Good to see that it works. Thank you very much. If you're watching, folks, and you're not yet hit the subscribe button, make sure to do so. And of course, make sure to leave a like as well. We're actually going to leave this for a second until the announcement is made. So we will remove that for a second, but we will get to it shortly. But we're pretty much ready to hear that Alun Wyn Jones is going to be the captain. There's absolutely no surprise in that whatsoever. We all expected it, didn't we? It was pretty much confirmed last night. A few players that were rumoured to not being involved, people like Ellis Genge. Sexton's been rumoured not to be involved. So there's a few people who are rumoured to won't be picked. And it's going to be interesting to see who's going to get the pick, who's going to get the nod today. It's going to be fascinating to see which ones get picked. It's going to be very, very interesting to hear. But do let me know, who would you like to see in this one? Who would you like to see in the squad? I'm very intrigued to hear what you've got to say. So do let me know. Thank you to everyone who has joined. David Hartley, hope Bigger gets in. So do I, my friend. Folks, if you just joined, hit the subscribe button. Welcome along. We are going to be sharing our screen to show you the announcement. We're able to do that because it's on Facebook. So we're going to do that so you don't actually have to jump back across to the Lions actual squad announcement. I'm going to show you it here. So, you know, welcome along and let me know your thoughts. I think Bigger will get in. I'll be really surprised. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Rugby Geeks, hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you in the chat. We need to do a video together soon, mate. It'd be great to do something together with the Lions. But yeah, I just can't see a Toje getting it. Alun Wyn, it's been confirmed that Alun Wyn is going to be the captain for the tour. So that's how it goes. Right, we're going to jump straight back across to the Lions stream. Let me know if there's any audio issues, anything like that, and we will sort them out.
The greatest Springboks ever joins us live from South Africa. Brian Habana, welcome. Lovely to see you.
Lee, great to be chatting to you. What a day. I think everyone has been waiting with such bated breath for this day to come along. So exciting to be a part of what.
So they're just talking to Brian Habana. We'll turn him down for now, but what a player he was back in the day, wasn't he? He was an outstanding player when he played. The captain's announcement is very imminent. We're just waiting to hear from a few players, of course. But let me just quickly, actually, just one last thing for myself. I will just share this out on Twitter. Feel free to share it, as I said before. Do let me know your thoughts. So let's just share this out. There we go. All right, we'll just wait to see who is going to be picked as the captain, but we pretty much all know who it's going to be. And I think Alun Wyn is the right man. Welcome everyone who's watching. Welcome along. We're going to share the screen in just a second, folks, so you won't have to go back and forth between both streams here. You can watch it live with us. You can hear the audio. There's been no issues. I've had nothing from YouTube to say that I can't do this. So we're going to do it. We're going to bring it out to you. Today's going to be a really busy day on the channel. I'm going to do a reaction video afterwards. And then I've got a podcast, the second episode of the Breakdown podcast going out tonight, where we'll really go in depth on the squad, who's been picked, who hasn't, and we'll analyse who's been picked and see if Gatland has picked the right players. So subscribe if you're new, leave a like on the stream, get involved in the chat. Who'd you like to see picked? Really intrigued to hear your thoughts tonight, this afternoon. I reckon surprise inclusion will be Sam Simmons. Now, I don't think that'll be as much of a surprise as we think. I just don't think it will be. He's been so good. I put him in my squad. So I think I don't know if he'll be that much of a surprise inclusion, really. Rumours saying that he's been given a letter by Gatland and he's had a chat with Gatland saying that because he's not been picked for England, that's not going to be an issue for his line selection. So I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to see, isn't it? It's going to be really fascinating to see what happens. Right, let's go across anyway, and we'll just wait until this captain's announcement is done. They were meant to have done it 2 minutes ago, so they are a little bit behind schedule, I believe. But let's just go straight across anyway, and we'll have it on mute, but we'll keep an eye on how it goes across the afternoon. But we'll see how it does go anyway. Rugby Geek says, I think Simmons makes it in a 41 but not 36. Interesting. Would you have Stander over him? Let me know. Would you pick Stander over what's his name? Simmons, over Simmons? For me, I think Simmons. I think you've got to reward form. That's just the way I see it. Oh, come on. Stop babbling, woman and Habana. Come on, we want to hear who the captain is going to be. That's what we came here for. So we await the announcement. We're all expecting Alan Wynne, though. For me, right choice, without a doubt. Most experienced. Gatland knows how to get the best out of him. And also, you have to think about what he'll bring off the pitch as well. He'll bring a lot from off the pitch, which is really important, I think, because the whole brand of the Lions and what the Lions means and the tradition and everything like that, I think he'll really encompass that. And also, massively important in-game is the respect he'll command from other players, but also from the referee. That is really important. And when you're talking to a ref, you want to start on good ground, and Alan Wynne will certainly have that. He'll probably been ref by them before. He's always professional on the pitch to an extent, except when he plays against Kyle Sinclair. But no, right choice for me, 100% the right choice for me. No doubt that he should be the one to be picked today. Brian Habana is still talking, which is great. My door's randomly opened. But we await. Right, let's have a look at what she's talking about now.
Task of narrowing this down to just 36 players.
So let's have a watch of what this is. I really feel, and not just being alive, but also having lived in Ireland and the UK, I do really feel a part of it. The first week on tour, we need to have choir practice in the evenings. Don't let the moment slip. This is the last time you wear that jersey, because we never know what's going to happen in the game. Make it count. Do something special. Best players love a challenge. They get excited about a challenge. Switch on, concentrate, make sure we nail it next moment. Put them under pressure. If guys are happy at home and partners.
Interesting to see what Galen. Let's have a look at some of your comments while we are just sat here. Rock and Roll Rugby says Josh Turnbull for captain and Jared Evans top point scorer. If you like a deluded Cardiff Blues fan, then he's the man for you. But do check his channel out. Gethion says, good luck to all the chosen players. Indeed, folks, if you're watching, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the stream as well. Massively helps the channel out. It's free to do, so do subscribe here.
Absolutely. We've kind of been playing a bit of catch up, kind of unsure about what was going to happen. I think everyone's sort of gone through the similar situation.
But let me know if you can hear everything okay. Should be. All right.
Really excited about the final preparations and planning, and really looking forward to getting down to South Africa.
Now, you were, of course, part of the coaching staff for the South Africa tour back in 2009, and since then you have coached or been the head coach on all the subsequent tours. This is more than a job for you, isn't it? This has become such a huge part of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I feel so privileged and so honoured to be, been involved. Firstly in 2009 as an assistant coach, and then head coach. And for me, I think it's the experience of being on both sides. You know, I was lucky enough to play against the Lions 1993 as a player, and what that meant to me. So that understanding of a sort of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play against the Lions and then to be involved as a Lions coach has been, you know, incredibly rewarding. It's exciting, and it's something you look forward to in terms of going on tour, dealing with a new group of players, know the excitement. Everyone talks about it being the best of the best. So look, it's something that's unique, and it's special in the rugby world, and you know, hopefully it continues to grow with the momentum that the Lions creates, and it's going to be a challenge without the fans, but something really to look forward to.
Could you ever have imagined when you were a player taking on the Lions that you would have such a legacy with the Lions?
No, not to be honest. No, it's something I probably wouldn't have.
We'll turn Gatland down for a second, but obviously he's played against the Lions, has experience of playing against them, so it's going to be interesting to see, to see how he manages this group of players. Very experienced, obviously, at this level, knows what he's doing, will know a lot of the players pretty well, and we've seen them obviously going and watching players a lot over the last few weeks. Of course, the other coaching staff, Steve Tandy, is the defence coach. You've got Robbie McBride, who's in there as well, obviously been with Gatland a lot, and of course Gregor Townsend, who Scotland's coach, really attacking team them. So it's a real interesting balance. So let me know your thoughts on the coaching team as well. I did do a reaction video to that when that was announced a couple of weeks ago.
Find it fun? Is it stressful? All of
It's stressful. It's look, I have to be honest. In all my time in coaching, this is the hardest, was the most challenging squad that I've ever been involved with to pick. You know, because it's trying to get a balance and understanding why that is, and for people, you've seen so many different squads, and people, and at the end of the day, selection is just a matter of opinion, and you know, we've got to try and do the best job that we can as coaches to put the right squad together, to look at the opposition, who we're playing against, the challenges that's going to bring, and trying to put a squad together that we think can go down and win a series.
And as you alluded to just there, you know, this is really the first step, this squad announcement, and then you've got to get your hands on these players, and there's really not long to go, is there?
No, and that for me is my involvement with the Lions, and I look back at those experiences, and I think the rugby sometimes takes care of itself, but it's what are the challenges in that? And I think the first one is if you can get things right off the field, and you can create an environment and harmony within the squad, and to give players an opportunity. You know, one of the things that I've said in the last two tours is that everyone will get a start in the first three games. And for me, if I look back in my rugby playing days, if the coach said, you know, you're going to start in one of the first three games on tour, well, I feel like I've been in the shop window. I feel like I've got a chance to go out there, and if I play well.
I like the fact that Gatland there says everyone's going to get a chance, you know, in those first three games. So that says to me that he's not fully decided on his starting 15. Of course, he'll have an idea. He'll know what he wants to pick. He knows that there'll be a few dead-ons who will start. You think Alan Wynne will more than likely start. You think Hogg would start at fullback. Probably Bigger at 10, you'd say as well. Conor Murray at 9. There's a couple of players across the board, maybe a Toge as well, who will definitely be starting, but there'll be a couple who are yet to be decided. So interesting to hear that he's very open to giving players a chance, which is always good to hear.
There's going to be people who are going to be disappointed, you know, and really disappointed, and so, you know, you definitely feel for them. You know, you've got to celebrate the selections and those guys that do get selected, and understand that the players that have missed out, you know, it hasn't been an easy decision. I think we had a meeting yesterday, it was about 4 hours, and sort of went through the squad and looked at all our options, and we're lucky that we, you know, added an extra name. So the squad initially was going to be 36, so we've gone to 37 in terms of doing that, just to try and cover.
Interesting to hear that 37-man squad. So it's gone up one. They've added a player. Who's going to be the added player, though? That's fascinating to know. I didn't know that. So 37-man squad. Folks, there's quite a few of you watching now, if you are watching and you're new and you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe and of course hit the like button down below. It's all free to do and helps grow the channel. Massively appreciated. Right, let's get back to Gatland.
It's going to be difficult, as we know, but you will also know that there might not be a massive sea of red, we're just not quite sure yet, but wherever they're supporting from, you and the team and the squad will feel that.
Oh, absolutely. So that's what's unique about the Lions, that sea of red and the fans that travel. And I think you can't really imagine a Lions tour without the fans, and we have to do that. But we know the amount of support that we're going to get from back in the UK and Ireland, people watching their television screens, you know, whether you're a rugby supporter or not. I mean, it creates a massive amount of interest for people from all walks of lives and all sports fans as well. So we appreciate that. We understand that. So, you know, our job is to go out there to represent the UK and Ireland the best possibly way that we can, and so hopefully go and play some good rugby, and the ultimate is to win a series.
Warren, for the moment, thank you very much.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you.
So we're probably about 10-15 minutes behind schedule.
It's time to introduce someone who has one of the biggest honours in world rugby.
Oh, here we go.
Who is the man leading the squad? Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the 2021
Alan Wynne-Jones.
Irish Lions tour to South Africa is...
No surprise, Alan Wynne-Jones, correct decision.
Alan Wynne-Jones, oh, huge congratulations for you, for your family, for your country.
Oh, wow, this is sick.
The emotions.
Obviously very, very proud, very privileged, and obviously happy to be here.
Let me know your thoughts, Alan Wynne-Jones, captain. What do you make of that?
The last few months that you've had, huge success, record-breaking time as well from your point of view. But where does leading the Lions rank in everything that you've achieved in rugby?
It's obviously, like I said earlier, a huge privilege, but to be selected in the squad was, you know, is initially what you want to be hearing as a player, and to have the armband as well is like I say, a privilege.
Star Trek nonsense, I like that. Yeah, congratulations to Alan Wynne-Jones, Foxy Boy.
So we're waiting today to find out who the squad is.
Great comment, that, mate. All aware of just well.
That you have got the honour of being captain.
Reach climax, let's say. But he's the obvious choice, isn't he?
I had a call from Gats on Sunday evening, actually a missed call. So I thought I'd better give him a call back, and
never in doubt, indeed, Angela, never in doubt.
And we find ourselves here today, like I say.
I mean, your name has been bandied about for quite a while, but had you dared to dream that this was a possibility?
Well, like I said earlier, I think initially the draw is to get into the squad, and then you know, anything can happen from there. And have your hat in the mix for being selected. Obviously, having the armband as well is a huge privilege. But initially, it was the squad selection, and like I say, I've just got a huge amount of pride to be able to.
Is there an echo?
But obviously, there's a lot of work to do. You know, once we get out there and obviously face all the games that we've got to go ahead.
I don't know if I can do much about that, I'm afraid. Let me have a look what I can do.
When you find out that you have been made captain, are you allowed?
I don't know if I can do much about that, I'm afraid. Let me. It doesn't sound too bad to me. Apologies if the sound is not great.
Seem to get out somehow for one reason or another.
Yeah, no echo from my side either.
You know, I can just tell Gats has kept.
Maybe try putting some headphones in, see if that helps.
This time of year, it's obviously the hot topic. It has been for a long time, but it's nice that it's out now.
Yeah, it has been 4 years in the waiting. Does it almost feel like a relief when you get to this day?
It's strange, I think, particularly with the last two.
Yeah, try putting some headphones in. Get you on then. Try doing that, mate. And see if that helps.
Quickly, but obviously it's a 4-year wait.
Oh, come on, we just want to get to the squad now. We know all about Alan Wynne.
Like I say, this is where we find ourselves.
You've obviously taken on South Africa numerous occasions in your career, but to lead out a Lions squad, to the Springboks, the current world champions, in their backyard. How special will that be?
I think as a rugby player, you want to be involved in those test matches, the challenges that you really see, watch as a child, as a supporter, growing up, and as a professional to be involved. The significance isn't lost on me, and obviously there's a few home nations that have probably got a few home nations obviously played against the World Cups, against South Africa in the World Cup as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we go out there. But
he's just such the right choice, isn't he? There is no one else.
Like I say.
There's no one else.
And in terms of what the Lions represents, over the years, the game might change and develop, but what runs through the Lions is this DNA. How special is it when you are selected, whether it be first time, second time, third time, to wear that badge to represent the Lions?
I think the word was definitely used in the last couple of tours I've been on, is that custodianship. Once you become a Lion, you might not see people for a while or interact, but you're all connected through the jersey and through the home nations, and that's something very, very special. It's quite hard to explain, but
they're talking a lot now. We'll turn them down for a bit because they're going to blab on about what it means to wear the shirt. But Alan Wynne-Jones, let me know your thoughts on Alan Wynne as the captain in the chat. Is he the right choice? Really, he was the only proper candidate, wasn't he? Maybe alongside a Toje, maybe a Hogg as well, you could have said. But let me know your thoughts on that. If you're watching, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on the stream. The 22 of you currently watching, only 10 likes. Let's see if we can bump that up a bit. So hit the like button. It massively helps the channel. Later today, there'll be a podcast out on the channel here, but also on the audio platforms. And I'll really go in depth on who's been picked, who hasn't been picked. That'll be done with my good friend Kyle from Capo Starkey. So do keep an eye out on that later today. We're just going to wait for the squad announcement now. They are a little bit behind schedule. I think they're about 10 minutes behind schedule. So maybe about another 10 minutes until the squad is announced. I'm not too sure. I don't know how they're going to do. If they're going to read each name off, or they're just going to release it as one thing. I'm not too sure what they're going to do. They're going to get each player out and say, okay, congratulations, you've been selected. How does this feel? I can't imagine them doing that. I can't see them doing that, but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, one name that's been branded around recently is Marcus Smith being called up to the squad, which would be insane. Has Marcus Smith ever played for England? He may have had 1 or 2 caps. Simmons has 7 caps for England. But, yeah, not sure. But for me, Alan Wynne's the right decision. I have no issues with that. And as a Welshman, very, very proud. But he's the right man for the job, isn't he? Let's see what they're talking about now.
Names in this squad. When Warren calls you to give you the captaincy, does he tell you any names who are in the squad? Do you know it already? No, just that's just a one-to-one. No other information is passed on. And in a way, it's been a sport of so long. You sort of enjoy that, and as a professional, you enjoy that, and seeing who's going to be selected. Well, so you're going to actually be watching this reveal along with all the fans and everybody else, and find out, the names of the players you're going to be leading.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's one of those.
That's interesting to know. He doesn't know who the squad is going to be. I don't know if he's just saying that.
That's what it's all about. We're all going to be waiting for.
He may just be saying that, but
find out who's had the nod.
And there will be players, let's keep in mind, that will have had some sleepless nights. I mean, it's such a small squad for Warren to pick. There's nobody out there who's not been asked to make their own little list, whether it be fans or players or coaches. Is that something that you've done? Have you been sitting down with any of your teammates and sort of plotting names that people you think might be?
He says yes to this answer.
No, if I'm honest, it's always a great debate. Is that, like I said earlier, the hot topic.
Thank you to everyone who's watching, though. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this, being able to show you the actual thing as well, so you don't have to jump in and out.
Focus on the job, and like I said earlier, if it comes and I'm selected in that squad, then great. and obviously you wish fellow teammates and friends all the best in these selection periods as well.
And Alan, just before we let you go, what did your family, your nearest and dearest, say when you did tell them? Because it's a huge honour for them as well, who have supported you throughout everything in your career.
It's indescribable in the fact of been doing this for quite a while now, and you can see.
Let's have a look at some of your comments. There's quite a few comments coming in. Thank you very much for your comments.
Yeah, it's just a huge thank you for the support. My wife, my sister, my mum, particularly the tough times.
No worries, get on, and that's fine. £20 says he's still done a green screen just off camera. It might even be pre-recorded. It could potentially be pre-recorded. Mark Smith has 1 cap for England, Bob Bairn, 75 Rieterman try, man match medal, then dropped next week. Big and Russell would go with Hogs cover 10 as well, so can't see Smith going. Let's have a look. Alan Jones really deserves to be captain. Some people want Cooney in your squad. Your opinion?
Welcome to Gavin Hastings.
I wouldn't hate Cooney being in there, but I just think that maybe it's a tough one. I know he can play at international level, but we haven't seen it, and that's what Gatland may be thinking. But then Sam Simmons has only played 7 caps. I think Cooney's a very good option, but I think that he will probably go with Conor Murray. Conor Murray, Thomas Williams and Danny Kerr is the team that's been branded about. I do actually have a list of the league team, and we'll compare that to the actual team in just a second, see if that's been agreed. Sean seems to think that Price, Thomas and Murray will be the 3 scrum halves. Got to say, my interest in the lines is strongly dependent on who's paid. If the team doesn't represent me, I don't particularly support it. Interesting. Well, do you know what? This year and the last tour, really the only tours I'm really got into, because maybe a little bit on the young side. But no, I'm so buzzing for this Lions tour, and game's going to be at a reasonable time for us. So that's always good to see. That's going to be at a reasonable time for us. So they're just going to be talking to Gavin Hastings and Sam Warburton about Alan Wynne. They're probably going to do that for 10 minutes. Then we're going to have to wait another 10 minutes for the squad. I don't know how they're going to do the squad, if they're just going to announce it as one thing, or if they're going to do it individually. I think they'll go forwards first, and they'll just quickly name each player, saying Leinster and Ireland, or saying Scarlets and Wales, or whatever. Connor says Zammit will be there. I think he has to be there. I think you've got to reward form if you're good enough, you're old enough. I've changed one player in my squad that I did a couple of days ago. I changed it from Johnny May to Duran van der Merwe. So Duran van der Merwe's in the squad for me now. But that would be the only change I'd make from the team that I picked. But interesting to see who's picked in this squad. They like to babble on this, don't they? They really like to babble.
I obviously had the same ambition back in '93 with the Lions to New Zealand, and but my goodness, it was a bit different in those days in terms of announcing the team. And I think I probably sat on the phone for half a day speaking to press people once my name was announced as captain. But every successive Lions tour, the hype just gets bigger and bigger, the media attention gets bigger and bigger, and the excitement, of course, gets bigger and bigger. And for Alan Wynne, he's done everything in the game, as Sam has said, and he will be absolutely desperate to come back with a Lions series victory, and make no bones about that. It's a huge honour for him, but he knows that what he wants to achieve still in the game.
Sam, you led the Lions on the last 2 tours. Are the skills and approach needed to
we don't want to hear any of this, because we just want to hear the squad, to be honest, at this point. But we are still waiting to hear the squad. Get your thoughts in the chat on who you'd like to see in there. This virtuous USB taking man should have used the BBC football one. Yeah, they're trying. Rugby's a bit behind, let's just say. A true rugby fan will support whoever's picked. You may not agree with the selection, but that's life. Agreed. Very much agreed. But at the end of the day, you want to see your nation represented, don't you? You want to see, you'd expect there to be a few more Scots, maybe a few less English lads. Again, the whole Saracens question. Will the Sarries boys get in there? We know that it's Itoje. It's a world-class player. but has he played enough rugby at a decent enough level this season? Simple answer is no. Same with Favell. People saying he's back to his best, but he's playing in the Championship. So how can you be back to your best if you're playing in the Championship? I don't know. It's a difficult one. But Bolters for me, I think Simmons is going to be in there. Apparently Ellis Genge is not going to be in there, which would be a shame. I really like Ellis Genge. He always comes on the pitch and has something to prove, which I like to see. But we are still waiting to hear. They were very much behind schedule. The squad should have been announced 7 minutes ago, but, you know, that's how the Lions are, I'm afraid. Never keeping up to date and keeping up to speed, but it's okay. Get your thoughts and your comments in. They need to get on with it. Yeah, they do, Foxy Boy. I don't know what kind of things you've been watching, mate, but they do need to just get on with it. But it's going to be interesting to see who's picked. The big omissions, Finn Russell or Sexton, one of them aren't going to make it in. Not both of them. Both of them I can't see getting in there. I think he's going to be bigger. For sure he's going to go. Sorry, no, I think Bigger and Sexton will go. Or Favell, I'm not sure. I think Finn Russell's in real danger of not going on this tour. It's a 37-man squad, though, so there's one extra player in there. Connor believes that Finn's going to get on there. I'm not 100% sure if he will. I think he should, because he offers something different. But I don't know. It's going to be a tough one to see what they say. And let's see if they've nearly finished this interview, because my word, do they like to babble. Sam Warburton was never much of a talker, so...
amazing athletes, amazing rugby players, and people that become your friends, and, you know, friends for life. And that's what it's all about. And, you know, I'm sure Sam echoes the same thoughts and views as I have, that, you know, if we could turn back the clock, I'm sure, Sam, you would agree that I'd love to be on that tour, and, you know, nothing would give me more pleasure than that. But it's not your time, it's Alan Wynn's time and the rest of the boys' time. And we just want them to have...
I'm so excited for the tour now, actually. I'm really, really excited.
Sam, would you echo that? Once you're in this club, that, you know, you are part of something very exclusive for the rest of your life?
It's a very surreal thing. You know, Alan Wynn said in his interview just then, it's hard to put into words. It is very hard to put into words, because we've all been those kids.
Shut up. Come on. Let's just get on with it. Right, let's have a look at some more of your questions. You're getting some good questions and comments in. Foxy says, I think Sexton is out. His injuries maybe could certainly play against him. Rugby Geek says, it's OJ and Faz, same way Wales were putting their pants about Georgia in November. Now, everyone said it should be mainly Welsh boys. They've been the players on form. I got to say, Wales have won the Six Nations, so they should be represented strongly. But again, Itoje's class, we know that. Favell is a good player. He's not a captain, in my opinion. And his tackling is a concern for me, but he's a world-class goal kicker. Let's have a look. What else are you saying? Will Byrne get on it? I think he might do. Really good over the ball. Sexton must be out on concussion protocol. Haven't seen him play in the last 12 months where he hasn't got off for HA. He's such a risk, isn't he? But I think against England, his kicking game was so good. And I do think there's going to be a lot of kicking in this tour. We might be getting to the squad announcement now.
And Irish Lions.
Here we go. This is it. Right, here we go then. Subscribe if you're new. Like. We're going to have the squad announcement.
Show the rest of this group how much it needs to clear. Think about the first pick. Taking the ball in, laying the ball back. Quick ball. Squeeze the arms, spill legs to unison.
Here we go. It's getting nervy now.
This never gets broken. This chain never gets broken, no matter what. We stick together.
It's getting nervy now.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the 2021
British and Irish Lions
Here we go.
squad for the Tour of South Africa. I would like to take the opportunity to thank our partners.
Ah, here we go.
Canterbury, Vodafone, Castle Lager, DHL, Royal London, Famous Grouse, London Pride, TM Lewin, Chase Distillery, Rhino, and Sky Sports.
11. Nice.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the British and Irish Lions staff who have worked so hard over the past few months. And now,
Go on then, let me know.
ladies and
Who
gentlemen,
do you think is going to be in the
it's
squad?
my honour to announce
Here we
the
go.
touring squad for the 2021 Lions Tour to South Africa.
Here we go. This is it.
The backs:
Starting with the backs.
Josh Adams,
Josh Adams.
Cardiff Rugby, Wales.
Happy with that.
Aki,
Bundy
Cardiff
Aki.
Rugby,
Wow.
Ireland.
Okay, that's a controversial one.
Dan Bigger, Northampton
Dan Big, I'm
Saints,
happy with that.
Wales. Elliot Daly,
Elliot
Saracens.
Daly. Savvy's boy is in.
Gareth Davies, Scarlets,
Gareth Davis is a
Wow.
scrum half option like that.
Owen Farrell,
Farrell's got in.
Saracens, England.
Wow.
Chris Harris,
Chris Harris, I'm happy with that. Right, so, rightly.
Scotland. Robbie Henshaw,
Robbie Henshaw,
Leinster
best
Rugby,
centre. Best centre in this team.
Ireland. Stuart Hogg, Exeter Chiefs, Scotland.
Hogg obviously has to be in there.
Conor Murray,
Conor Murray, rightly
Leinster
so.
Rugby, Ireland. Ali Price,
Ali Price has made it. So we've got 3 scrum halves.
Scotland. Lewis Rees-Zammit,
Louis Rees, get in.
Rugby.
What a
Wow.
player. Rightly so in the squad.
Finn Russell,
Finn Russell's made it.
92, Scotland. Duhan van der Merwe,
So no Sexton.
Edinburgh Rugby,
Duhan's in.
Scotland. Anthony Watson,
Anthony Watson, I'm happy with that.
England. Liam Williams,
Liam Williams,
Scarlets,
happy with that as well.
Wow.
Let me know your thoughts on who's getting in.
And now the forwards.
So no Sexton. Sexton is not in there. Ringrose is not in there.
Leinster Rugby, Ireland.
Byrne is in. That's good.
Jack Conan, Leinster Rugby,
Wow. Jack Conan's in there. That's an interesting one.
Exeter Chiefs.
Luke Cowan-Dickey, I'm happy with that. England's first choice now, you'd say.
Tom Curry, Sal Sharks,
Tom Curry's good.
England. Xander Fakerson,
Xander Fakerson's
Glasgow
in.
Warriors.
Decent.
Scotland. Tulepe Falatau, Bath Rugby, Wales.
Falatau, I'm happy with that.
Tyke Furlong,
Furlong,
Leinster Rugby,
best prop in the world at the minute, in my opinion. Got to be in there.
Jamie George,
Jamie George,
Saracens.
interesting. It's just how they haven't played enough rugby geeks.
Ian Henderson,
Ian Henderson's in
Ulster
there.
Rugby, Ireland.
The back
Johnny
row's going to be
Hill.
fascinating.
Exeter Chiefs,
Johnny Hill. I did not expect that.
Itoje,
Itoje, naturally, going to be in there.
England. Alan Wynne Jones,
Alan Wynne, of course, is going to be in there.
Ospreys, Wales. Wynne Jones,
Wynne Jones,
Scarlets,
very good Six
Wales.
Nations for him.
Courtney Laws,
Corny
Hampton
Laws,
Saints,
he's a big ball
England.
carrier, isn't he?
Ken Owens, Scarlets, Wales. Andrew Porter, Leinster Rugby, Ireland. Sam Simmons,
Sam Simmons has got in there. Rightly so.
Rory Sutherland, Edinburgh Rugby, Scotland.
Rory Sutherland's in.
Justin Tipperick,
Tipperick's in.
Ospreys,
Not surprised. He's one of Gatland's favourites.
Wales. Mako Vernapola,
Mako's got in there.
England. Hamish Watson,
Hamish Watson, good lad.
Edinburgh Rugby, Scotland. Good luck
Wow.
to all those named.
So there we go. Those are the squads. The few names that stand out straight away to me. No Josh Navidi. No Sexton. No Ringrose. Those are the 3 names that stood out to me is the big thing. Anyone else who didn't make it, let me know. Guys, if you're watching, make sure to hit that subscribe button. By the way, we're going to stick around. We're going to have a quick chat about it. Then there'll be a reaction video. Let me actually print that screen there because that will be very useful for me later. Let's leave this then. What do you think of that, folks? What do you think of that? I mean, wow. There's a few names in there who've not made it. Sexton being the big one, you'd have to say. You've got the likes of no Ringrose and no Navidi either. So there's a few boys who are not in there. Right, we're going to share this on the screen now. We're going to go through it together. No Josh Navidi is the big thing for me as well. Yeah, Josh Navidi is the other one. No Josh Navidi, no Ringrose, and no Sexton. I can't think of anyone else that I thought would have been in there who is not in there. I think there's a couple of interesting additions. Let me just add it onto the screen now. Let me just get it up. So the squad that was leaked is not the real thing at all. Right, this is the squad that's been picked. Let's go through them. So Josh Adams is the first back. Bundyaki, thoughts on Bundyaki? I'm surprised he's in there. I'm very surprised he's in there. No Johnny Dave. No Foxy either. That's another big one. Bigger is in there. Elliot Daly's in there. Gareth Davis. Owen Farrell's in there. Chris Harris. Robbie Henshaw obviously has to be there. Hogg has to be in there. Conor Murray. Ali Price, I think, is in there. That's decent. Louis Rees-Summit obviously has to be in there. Finn Russell, I'm happy to see him in there. Duran van der Merwe obviously is in there as well. Anthony Watson's in there, good. Liam Williams. And then the backs, the forwards, sorry, is where there's a few odd ones. Jack Conan's in there. Hasn't played all that much for Ireland. Ireland fans, let me know your thoughts now. And Luke Cowan-Dickey's in there. I'm pretty happy with that. Tom Curry's in there. I'm happy with that. Xander Ferguson, happy. Fad's happy. Happy with Furlong. Happy with Jamie George. Happy with Ian Henderson. Johnny Hill's an interesting choice. But, you know, he's you've got to say that the big thing here is we've gone physical. We've gone with some big lads, haven't we, here? We've gone with some big boys. There's some big boys in there. You've got Mario Toje, obviously. Alan Wynne, of course, is in there as captain. Wynne Jones is in there. Courtney Laws, Ken Owens, Andrew Porter, Sam Simmons. Very happy to see him in there. Rory Sutherland, Tipperick, Mako, and Hamish Watson. But the big absentees, you've got to say, are Foxy, so Jonathan Davis, Navidi, Sexton, and Ringrose, I would say, are the big absentees. But let me know your thoughts on that selection that's been done today. Really intrigued to hear what you think. Big lads being picked for today, haven't they? Right, let's get to some of your comments, and I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to do a reaction, and I'll post it on the channel very, very shortly. Let's have a look. So, no Josh Navidi. Get more views. It's a strong team indeed. No Johnny Davis. Courtney Laws needs to go and buy a lottery ticket. 11 England lads, indeed. That'll be interesting to see how they do. Porter, interesting one, but can cover both loose head and tight head, indeed. Ake isn't a surprise for me. Someone that'll run into them all day isn't exactly what we want. Yeah, I guess so. Big boys was a prerequisite. Ake has a problem staying on the pitch, though. Interesting how he goes. Jack Conan is a good player. Indeed, he is. Well, we're going to leave it there. We've run a little bit longer than I thought we would. I'm going to do a quick reaction to this now. I'm going to post it on the channel. Loads of stuff going on this afternoon. So tonight there will be a podcast out for the reaction to this in a bit more depth. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to be picked and who's not. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments just before we go. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like on the stream as well. But quick final thoughts. Final thoughts then. Can this team go to South Africa and win the test? Let me know. Can this team go to South Africa and win the test? You'd have May. Interesting. No Johnny May in there. But that is the squad. Just to remind you for the final time. I think it's a strong team. I think there's a few interesting ones in there. But can this team go to South Africa and win the tour? That is the big question. That is the question indeed. Can this team go and win? What do you think? 8 Scots, your beauty, absolutely. Am I doing a watch song tomorrow night in the rugby? More than likely, yes. It's more than likely going to be Munster against Ulster. More than likely. There is Edinburgh, Glasgow as well, so I'll put a poll up. So if you vote on that poll, then you can decide what game we'll have tomorrow night. But more than likely be Munster against Ulster. Right, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to do a quick reaction. I'm going to put it out on the channel in the next 20 minutes or so. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like. Thank you for joining me on this reaction. Myself and Cal will have a podcast out later tonight, and we'll go over that in a little bit more detail. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon here on BS Rugby. Thanks for watching.